To all of those struggling out there, what is your biggest heartache? And the thing is, heartache comes in various different shapes, sizes, and in different ways. And the intensity of the feelings are also different for everyone, depending on the situation, our personalities, past experiences, our coping mechanisms, making it hard to make choices in difficult situations. Noisy. I left my adult education teaching career after 25 years to set up my life coaching practice in 2015. And very quickly I realised how much extra support my parents needed because I was with them a lot more, and I had failed to see that while I was busy with my teaching career. Then in January 2020, just before COVID and lockdown, I made the decision to temporarily put a hold on my business, to concentrate on looking after my parents. And for some, this could have been a very difficult decision, but for me, I knew it was the right decision because I wanted to care for them and I knew that I could do it. And to be quite frank with you, I enjoyed looking after them. I enjoyed taking them for walks, baking for them, doing gardening with them, and getting them out and about onto little trips. And, doing the paperwork that builds up after 60 years of living in the family home. But don't get me wrong, it wasn't all sunshine and glitter. There were the hard times, the difficult choices that I had to make, the difficult decisions that I had to make. But I knew that I had got many years more ahead of me, which my parents hadn't. And the thing I want to ask you today is, have you had to make a change in a direction, whether that is temporary or permanent? And, and how difficult was it for you to make that choice? Because when we're making choices and decisions, there's a lot of things that come into play: the finances, relationships, work-life balance, health and fitness, purposefulness of life, coping skills, strategies and emotional well-being, physical and mental health, time scales, and the list can go on and on. But it isn't until we are confronted with the situation can we truly look at it and make an informed choice. We all have an opinion, don't we, about what we might do or what someone else should do in a similar situation, but it isn't until you are in that situation do you know for sure. And even then, you might make a decision that you regret, or you might waver from it at some stage. And these decisions that we have to make can weigh heavily on you, creating a lot of anxiety and stress that can get in the way of so many different things, such as your enjoyment of life, love of life, relationships, your health, mental and physically, your finances. And it's why we are making these decisions that are so important. What is this decision going to give you and the important people in your life? Is it for you or for them? And there's no wrong answer here, as long as you acknowledge and accept it for what it is. In other words, this is about getting back to basics. It's about putting your hand on your heart and really finding the answer so that you can make an educated decision and not a guess. So how would it feel if you could manage your choices, those difficult decisions, and crises more easily. How would that feel for you? How would it be for you? How would it make, or what sort of a difference would it make to you and your life? Let's talk. Leave a comment and let's start a conversation.